Good morning, good afternoon for you guys in Europe. This is episode number 63 of this podcast called the Fellowship Metal Podcast.
Hi.
And today, for those early birds at this part of the world and for the afternoon viewers in Europe, we are going to have the band Akiavel from France. So, first of all, let's interview the band. Um, so, who do we have today in the screen?
Okay. So you want to begin?
Okay. In France,
Who is here? So we have Ore as a singer from Akiavel.
yes. Sorry, I don't hear that. Yes, I am the singer of the band Akiavel, a French metal band. I don't know to Dutch.
Yeah, and I'm Butch, the drummer of Akiavel. So
Nice.
we are four in the band. So today
Yes.
you have the singer and the drummer. So there's also a bass player and a guitar player. We're not here, but they are probably watching us live today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys, to being part of the Fellowship Metal podcast, to give us some time. We try to develop these interviews as a friendly conversation, not just like a questionnaire. In what part of France are you located now?
We're in the south of France, next to Aix-en-Provence or Marseille, not very far from Italy, and with this beautiful weather we have here in Provence. So we are in probably the best part of France.
Okay, just let me introduce our
Okay.
team. Let me introduce our team. So we are going to introduce my teammates in Bogota. So today we have Harry, please.
Hey, okay. Thank you.
Hey, Eric.
Welcome to a new episode of podcast. My name is Harry from Bogota, Colombia. We want to give a cordial greeting to those who join us from the networks. Today, we are pleased to have the band Akiavel from France. Obviously, we are pleased to have their excellent vocalist Aure and Butch, their drummer. In this episode, we will dive into inspiration and creative process. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
And my other teammate in Bogota, Omar.
Hi guys, here Omar from Bogota, Colombia. Also, good afternoon for you guys. Good morning for us here in Colombia, and we are very honored to have you guys here with our space, with our podcast. This is a space we created for bands all around the world, if it's possible. Now we're kind of getting it. So we hope you like this interview the most, and let's get it on. Thank you, guys.
You're
Thanks to
welcome.
you.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Alexander. I'm here in the sunny state of Florida in the United States. I am also South American. So for us as South American fans, it's a great pleasure to have an European band in our podcast. And the idea is, as a fan, try to listen straight from the voice of the artist, all your talks or your experiences. So let me start with an icebreaker question. And let's talk about, just a little bit about the French metal scene. And can we know how big is the scene more in the south part of France, and what genres of metal do you think are like dominating now the scene in France?
Ore, you want to begin?
Okay, France has some very good metal bands and all of kinds. And unfortunately, the metal scene is very complicated to grow up in France when you play metal style. And we in Akiavel we have a lot of chance and a lot of work and we have the chance to grow
Mm-hmm.
here
Yeah.
and Europe and now in the world. We are so happy to that. But
So, yeah, in France, there are a lot of very cool bands, but the market, the listeners to metal music in France are not that numerous compared to some other countries. In France, most people listen to French typical music or to hip hop or any kind of music, but the metal audience is not as big as in comparable countries such as Germany, the UK, or obviously South America. So the market is complicated in France, but still we have a lot of very cool bands. The number one is of course Gojira. Of course, which is now partly American because I think they live in New York for some of them. But it's a good example of what France can produce in terms of artists and metal groups. The rest of the bands, we also have like Landmarks, which is a very good band, which is touring the world currently. We have Igor. We have some bands like that who are becoming international bands. Benighted, or good friends of Benighted, of course. So there are some cool bands growing internationally like that, but not as many as we would love, and things are changing. So the trend is good, and we think things are changing thanks to social media and internet, and so yeah, probably you will hear in the next future more about French bands, and that's partly the reason why we are talking today. So.
Nice. Yes, as a metal fan, I always obviously I saw a couple of those live. We got Gojira, United, and you have one of the biggest festivals in the world,
Hellfest.
Yes.
Hellfest. That I'm looking forward to go in the coming years to Hellfest. This is kind of like
just let us know, and we will be more than happy to meet you there. Yeah, it's a crazy festival, of course.
Yeah, actually, our group of friends is called the Fellowship, and we are around like 10, 15 friends. And this year we are going again to Wacken, and the goal is maybe go in the next few years to Hellfest. So we will let you know. And definitely those kind of like big bands like Gojira or Vinector, they kind of like pull merging bands.
Yeah.
They are like, they help each other. That's very good. And okay, we as a South American fans and podcast, and I personally would like to know what European bands and one European metal scene consider Latin American, South American bands and South American fans. What have you heard about us?
We know that South America fans and bands are just crazy. We know that you have probably the most active and positive and energetic crowd and bands in the world. So we all look forward to coming to South America. When we were young, because we are not that young anymore, but we first heard about South America in terms of metal music through Sepultura, of course.
Definitely, yeah.
So that was the beginning of this era and this trend and all these bands coming from Latin America and developing internationally, or at least arriving to our ears. So Sepultura was the first one. And then we had all this great live albums and videos from all the big bands like Maiden, AC/DC, all the bands playing in Rock in Rio, or or Guns N' Roses. We heard about all these crazy gigs happening, the biggest in the history or something like that in Rock in Rio. We had like a concert with 1 million person or something like that. So yeah, we heard about that, and then thanks again to social media, we heard about the new generation, or at least part of them, like Nervosa, Quita, all these bands, very cool bands from South America. So yeah, we have a very positive opinion of the bands and the fans in South America, and we have a lot of fans in South America writing to us from Mexico to Argentina, and
I'm a really fan of Brujeria.
Brujeria.
Okay, great.
I love
Okay.
it. I know every lyrics. I love this band.
Yeah, that's very interesting because we
Excellent.
always kind of like talk about this, how important for us is just to listen metal in a different language. So when we
Yes.
listen like French bands, we try to follow up the lyrics. Same thing when we hear like in German or like Norway bands. And that's very interesting to hear the same about like Spanish bands and
Yes.
European metal fans trying to follow up the lyrics. And so that's very cool.
Yeah. Most of them are in English though, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So definitely let's start talking a little bit about Akiavel, and let's rewind this to 2018
Yeah.
when the band was created. That was before the pandemic and all these crazy years.
Yeah.
How did you know each other, guys? Did you came from a different bands? How Akiavel started in 2018?
Yes, we. Okay. Yes, Akiavel was born in 2018.
Yeah.
I had already know Chris, the guitarist, for several years, and we played together in our respective bands. Then when he created a few riffs to create a new band, he thought of my voice, and thinking it would fit in well with this project. And then I met Jay, with whom we met immediately, struck up friendship and had a lot of love. And then Butch joined us to and
Al finaliza.
to finish, and he takes the best jokes in the world.
So we are all from the south of France, as I said. So yeah, it was Chris, the guitar player, had the idea of creating this new band. And first, so he called Ore, and then Jay, the bass player. And the idea, so they knew each other because for several years they had been around in the same gigs, same bands, and so it was at a time where they all left their previous bands. As for me, I was from Paris, so I just arrived in the south of France. I didn't know that much the southern metal scene, but with through common friends, I met them, and immediately we decided to create this band. Before I joined, they had already issued our first EP, 3 tracks that you can find on Spotify, with no proper drummer. It's a beat machine. And when I joined, like a few months after the beginning, we've immediately started writing our first album, which is called 5.
Well, that's very interesting. And as I always say, it's for us as a fan, it's always have this opportunity to talk with the musicians, right? Sometimes we don't have the opportunity or the space to talk with you guys. So all these ideas and answers that you are sharing today, that's what your fans want to listen and know more about Akiavel. So like it's a real pleasure to have you. At the beginning in 2018, do you have any particular musical influences? And that's at the beginning of the project. And nowadays, do you have a different kind of like influences?
Yes.
All right.
I speak for Chris. Chris is very is from the heavy metal. Jay from the hardcore. Butch is more the trash. He's a trasher.
Oh, nice.
And I'm from the death metal.
Sweet.
And all our influences makes Akiavel.
Yeah, the idea at the beginning was to mix our four backgrounds, which are very different. We were playing in very different bands. We listened to extremely different groups, and we don't have the same references when it comes to metal music. We are all metal heads, but we don't know the same bands. Even if we all know the basic ones like Metallica and Maiden, but when it comes to hardcore scene, a jazz bass player is very specific and he has a lot of knowledge of this scene, which I don't. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a big fan of Testament, Slayer, Grip Incorporated, Paul Bostaph, Dave Lombardo, and Gino Glan are the triumvirate in terms of drumming for me, and that's my influences, and that's what influences me when I create my drum parts. Always fan of Carcass, of very different stuff. But the goal and the idea was to say, okay, we don't want to be another classical death metal band. We just want to be the best of all the cool things you can hear in the metal music. So the best stuff of hardcore music, thrash, death metal, heavy metal. We want to mix everything, and we don't want to have boundaries, limits. We don't want to stick to a style because we don't care. We just want to make cool stuff. So when they write a riff, they write a riff like Chris. With his heavy metal mind, and then comes the hardcore bass and the thrash drums, and everything makes Akiavel. And then, of course, you have always a particular and typical voice, hardcore death metal voice, and this creates Akiavel. But the idea again was to have everyone happy. So we were different, but we said we could make. Create music we will all the four of us would love, even if we don't like the same music. That's Akiavel.
That's very interesting, and actually it will give me a good introduction for my next question. So you guys coming from different backgrounds and put everything in a blender and mix it up and put it together. How is the creative process of the songs and lyrics in Akiavel?
So as I said, Chris and Jay begin with some riffs. They create the backbone of the song. Then they send it over to me. I add the drum parts on these raw ideas. And then we record that. We had some pre-productions. We were relatively fast and clear in terms of process. So it's always the same process. It has always worked very well. We have recorded 3 albums in 3 years, so we are pretty not too bad at doing this. So creating, recording, and once you have the music with the guitar, bass, and drums, we send it to Ore, who adds lyrics. and she is responsible for the writing of the lyrics and all the themes we are talking about. Or you want to add something?
Yes. Yes, and we found this is the themes for each album together, and then I write the lyrics, and always under the weight full of my musicians, sorry, and we all have our say, but generally I'm free to be really creative on a personal level. And the first album is about emotional wounds. The second is about physical wounds, with each track representing a serial killer. And the third goes from darkness to light.
So all three albums are concept albums.
I can see that.
Yeah, we have created these three albums as a trilogy. So everything was written from the beginning. At least we had the idea. We knew what we wanted to go to, where we wanted to go to. So you can even see that in the titles of the albums: 5, Verities, and Vivici, VVV, and VVV. Everything was written like that. And in terms of lyrics, we had this evolution as well. So physical, emotional wounds, and then the evolution to something positive, to light. So you have this big evolution, and everything is was created as a trilogy. Then we have the rest, but we are maybe gonna talk about that later. We have the coming album, which is not part of the trilogy, but which is the following of the trilogy.
Got it. Very interesting, guys. And thanks again. And let me introduce, and Omar will be continuing this interview.
Very good.
Okay, guys. Thank you again for give us your time. So I have a few questions for you guys. Firstly, I would like to ask to you guys. Seeing the work of your band, you have such a professional recordings, also for videos, and most of the time you kind of think such level of productions like these so professional high-end productions of the recordings of the video clips, all the stuff you get from Akiavel, like the things you can find in the social networks. You kind of think this is the kind of band who have such a great record label behind them. But then when you see your information about the band, you get that it's all independent, or you created your own record label. What is your thoughts, guys, on this? On you controlling your own record label, and I guess managing all of the things from your own.
Sure. Thank you for these kind words. Yeah, from the beginning, we thought it was very important to have professional music videos, attitude, photos. We wanted to be on a to be ready to reach the international scene, and we just wanted to be professional as from day one. So it was we are not that young, as I said, so we have a bit of experience. We are not in our 20s anymore, so we knew a bit how to cut to the chase and directly go to the good attitude and the artistic direction we wanted to create. So it was something natural, and we all had the same goal and philosophy. We had the chance to have around us a lot of very talented people. First one is the guy who has recorded our 3 albums at Art Music Studio, Seb Camille. Is a very talented guy, and our 3 albums, all the music you can hear from Akiavel comes from this studio in the south of France. This guy is living next to us, and is very talented. So it's so cool, and it was easy. So first of that, in terms of music, we had this guy around, and it was easy, and we went well together very quickly. So it was easy, and it was family. It became family. Then we had, because we've released our first album in February 2020, a few days before lockdown, we were locked down, and we could not get out anymore. So we had the idea of making it a strength and to record new music videos. And so we had plenty of time to think about that and to implement our ideas. And again, we had this chance to know a guy who is called Mr. Canavagia, a French guy, also living next to us, guitar player from a band, Scarlin, a French band, who also played Hellfest this year. Very good band. And this guy is very talented, and he's a photographer, and he began to, he shot his first music video with Akiavel, with The Witness, our first ever music video. It was a trial for him. It was the first time he shot a music video, and it was so cool. And also we went along very well, and we said, yeah, you cannot stop, you must continue shooting videos, because together it works well. And that's the way things began, with talented people around us. Everything was easy, and again with a lot of friendship and no stress. Yeah, it was very, very, we were lucky to be in this particular atmosphere, and to have all these guys very yeah, talented and willing to help us. So yeah, that's cool. And then we've continued. We've shot maybe a dozen music videos, something like that, all different. Every clip is different, and is an evolution in terms of quality, of in terms of storytelling, in terms of camera we've used, in terms of, we have the drones, we have the 4K cameras, and we have continued yeah, increasing the quality of our videos. Then came the photos. It was also the same guy, it was very easy, and we have a lot of cool photos he took from us in different location. Again, we had a lot of people proposing some cool location for these photo shoots. Crazy, all the positive attitude and all these people helping us. It's so cool. And for the next album, we will also have, you will see that shortly, cool photos for the album itself. You will see that. It's crazy. Everything is, yeah, was done like that. And yeah, it's a bit of a chance. It's also because maybe we are cool guys, so we have cool guys around us. So yeah, that's the way it is.
Oh, great. And a little bit more about.
So yeah. Sorry to continue. Sorry, I was just coming back to your question.
Okay. So go on.
Yeah. Sorry, I talked too much. But yeah, about the label. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were self-produced, and then since things were easy, we are our own managers. There's no manager for Akiavel, so we manage ourselves.
Nice.
We decide everything. We create everything. We have guys around us, but these guys are just implementing our ideas or helping us improving our ideas. But there's no one deciding for us. And since it was working very well, we've continued by recording the second album and the third. And yeah, mostly during pandemic. And then came the end of this weird period. And then we began touring with Rage Tour, which is a French booker who trusted us at the very beginning. We were still newcomers. We had 3 albums, but we almost never played live. So they have trusted us very quickly, and that's so cool because they booked us in many cool gigs around France, and that helped us, growing rapidly in terms of notoriety. So far, we didn't need any label. Then comes the international aspects, and what we want to do now that we have some albums, we know how to play live, and we know that our music is well appreciated by the fans. We know that, or we think we can grow internationally. Then we might be at a stage where we could think about knocking to a label's door. Yes, so things may change in terms of label now if we want to grow internationally and to be as big as we would love to be. We want to share our music with as many people as possible.
Definitely.
Yeah, that, and it would be great if you can come here and play in front of Latin American people also.
Yep.
So yeah, and like I said, you look like a very first top level band, so that was my question comes. Okay, I would like to ask you guys about your experience in Hellfest. Your first participation was the last year, right?
Yep.
How was participating in Hellfest for the first time for you guys?
Ore,
How was it?
about Hellfest? Ore, you want to talk? Yeah.
Yes, it was a great experience. Sorry, we have the chains on the end of the show. Niels Courbaron from Sirenia join us. He is the ESP ambassador in France. We have Sylvain de Mercastel from Savage Lands. And Nico from Tagada Jones and from Rage Tour. And it was just a great moment for us. We play Roads, Bloody Roads.
Okay,
together.
Yes, I see that on.
Yes,
Yeah.
Great, a very great experience. It was magic.
Yeah, from the beginning, we were actually called 2 weeks before Hellfest.
Yes.
Whoa, so close.
Yeah, and they said we have a cancellation from an Ukrainian band, which unfortunately could not join Hellfest. So are you okay to just to fill in? So we said, of course. So
Of course.
of course, we're gonna be there. So we just went straight away to Hellfest, and we were warmly welcomed by all the staff, all the organization. It's a crazy stuff, and some people and many people already knew Akiavel, so we were warmly welcomed by everyone even before playing. Then we arrived on the stage in front of 10,000 people. Very cool. Again, we were our first gig was like 1 year and a half before, so we were still newcomers on the scene, but already playing 10,000 people, so it was cool. The audience was crazy, and as Ore said, we've decided to cut a bit our set list and to remove certain songs in order to be able to play Roots by Sepultura in support of Savage Lands, which is this NGO from Costa Rica, South America again, which we are supporting. It's an NGO created by this French guy, Sylvain de Marcastel, but supported and in collaboration with Dick Verboren, Megadeth drummer, and Andreas Kisser from Sepultura. So this three guys created this NGO, which goal is to reforest Costa Rica. such very cool idea and a project by this three guys. Dirk Verboren is from Belgium, France from Sylvain, and Brasilia. And all these three guys just have created this stuff. And it was the first time they arrived in Hellfest. And he asked us, we were already supporting this NGO, and he said, yeah, you are the only band playing a Hellfest this year. The NGO
sweet.
was like 1 or 2 years old only, but the previous year Sepultura was playing and already playing with a guitar created by this NGO and supporting the concept and the idea. But in 2023, we were the only supporting band on stage. So we said we need to make Hellfest fans know more about your NGO. So instead of just playing with a T-shirt and a guitar, we are just gonna play a cover of Sepultura and take 10 minutes of our set. So then you can have a speech and talk about this and make this very cool cover that made everyone crazy. The crowd was completely crazy. Even if we were playing the temple scene, which is more black metal stage, so we were not completely reinsured. We didn't know what would be the reaction of the audience.
Crowd.
When, yeah, when we arrived with an NGO talking about forest in Costa Rica and playing Sepultura instead of black metal, but since it's the basis of all the metal music, everyone was completely crazy, and we thought it was cool to talk about roots and to sing roots when we were talking about reforestation. So it was a very cool experience, and then it opened a lot of doors to the band to have played such big festival and to have reactions so positive. Some guys said we were in the top 3 or 5 best concerts of this edition amongst almost 200 gigs. So it was cool for newcomers and for guys which were not on the running order 2 weeks before. So we did well, and it was very cool. So we look forward to playing again Hellfest. Not this year. We hope next year, because we can only play 1 year out of
every other year. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks. Good. I have another question. Are you going to say something?
Omar. Yes. Yeah, I need to ask something.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Aure. I am going to ask about your spectacular voice. How do you do it?
Such powerful voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have been interviewing like many female death metal singers, and they explain a couple like techniques that they use. So let's hear about Ore.
So what are your techniques, Ore?
The rage.
That's very important.
Let the rage get out.
Only the rage. I wrote lyrics which to be scream to scream these lyrics, and it's emotionally hard and strong, and the emotional create the emotions. Create the voice. I think, and it's a lot of works. Yes, I work this voice and a panel, a lot other voice. There is a lot of technique, several technical, and I don't know to
French. Don't worry.
Sorry?
In French, don't worry.
If you need to answer in French.
No, but
Yes,
yeah, I can explain. Yeah, if you want to. You were talking about Benighted previously.
Yes.
So, you probably know Julien Truchon, the singer of Benighted, with his very crazy voice,
yes.
and this guy is just crazy and the most friendly guy you can even meet in your life. But apart from that, yeah, he sings with no shoes. But apart from that, he has a very strong and powerful voice. And Auré knows very well Julien because they were friends when Auré was a kid. And it's a completely crazy story. They were in the same area in the north of France when they were a kid, and Auré was already a fan of Benighted, and they met, and she said, "Yeah, I would love to sing as you sing, but I'm a woman. I cannot do that because I'm a male woman." And Julien said, "That's completely false. You can do that, and you will do that." And that's what she did by just practicing, training a lot, learning from many other influences and singers, and here she is. So now she can sing with this very powerful voice, with no effect on her voice. I can testify. It's a completely her natural voice. There's no cheating about it. And yeah, she's self-taught, so she I don't know, it's like you had a couple of months of lessons you took from a teacher before the first
just before our first album, just before our first album, 6 months, just to have the technical respirations
The diaphragm.
and to have the endurance because in a studio, a professional studio, we have only 5 or 6 days, and I need to have the technical respiration and to have the endurance and to do the work well as possible.
It sounds amazing. Very good executed.
Yes.
Yeah, apart from that, she learned
Beautiful.
everything by herself, so it's completely natural.
Natural
And
for
it's
her.
only her anger.
That's awesome. I guess
Thank you,
I have
Omar.
okay, so, sure. I have another question. I don't know, guys, and you would correct me if not, but it's my impression of what I get by seeing most of videos from Akiavel live. It seems to me like this song, "My Lazy Dog," is like the most popular song from your band, guys. Do you consider this the most well-known song from Akiavel, maybe, and the most sing by the people when you are at the gigs and stuff?
Might be, Auré.
Yes, My Lazy Doll. It's a particular song. This song appeals to an enormous numbers of people. It's essentially about a narcissistic pervert who manipulates his victim, and it's an emotionally powerful track, and very sensitive people love this track.
Yeah, it's a great song for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird song. It's not our most aggressive one in terms of music only. So the verse is almost this kind of pop sound or riff. It's not very fast, not very. It's yeah, it's the most easy listening song we have, to the extent we can say that. And yes, with this the power of his voice and the lyrics, if you read them, you can understand the power of what is what is said. And yes, this song is probably the number one loved by all fans, and with this specific bridge in the middle with a snare and ba 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 ba. It's yeah, it works very 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 well. Yeah, indeed. But it's not the one where I don't know if we can say it's the one on which people get the most crazy, and that's not there that we have Wall of Death or Slams, or people love that song, but that's not where they get the most crazy. So we have some songs where people are just completely out of mind, like Pentagram Tattoo or Burn or Cold, where that we play at the end of the show, and there people are completely crazy. And it's or on Burn, Ore often makes a slam while singing. The crowd is completely crazy. So they like and love My Lazy Doll, but it's played at the beginning of the set usually, and begins to we gather the crowd with this song. They just wanna stay until the end of the show. That's a good catchy song. It's the best way to catch the audience. Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
Anyways.
on stage I play with a theatrical face and gestural My Lazy Doll.
Yeah, it's very catchy. It's
doll.
very good hook for the audience.
Absolutely, yes.
One way or another, you seems to the guys to have such a good connection with people live, so that's great. Anyways,
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
we need to experience that here with you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah, we would love it. As soon as we have a South American producer wanting to invite us, we come straight away. We've already we had the chance last year to play in La Réunion Island, in next to Mauritius. So we already took the plane. We had the chance to play like 12 hours away from our home. It was so cool, and we were very greatly welcomed. It's a French island, but it's a 12-hour flight. So in another direction, with a 12-hour flight, we can come surely to South America, and we're more than ready. So we just need to have a producer wanting to invite us and organize everything, and to have something economically viable. Of course, it's the problems of most of the bands.
Yeah, nowadays. For sure. Okay, guys, thank you. That was my question so far. I don't know if you have
yes. Let me do something, Omar.
Okay.
I really appreciate you guys to share your experiences, for your time. First of all, this is your space. We create this, the Fellowship Metal Podcast space for the bands, right? So if you have something in the future to share through us, please, you are welcome to do it. The doors are open. Just please keep this contact. And I'm so sorry I have to step out for a minute, so I'm gonna leave my other two teammates closing the interview. It was a real pleasure. And one more time, if you need anything from me, don't hesitate. Okay?
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you again for all you do for the metal scene, and that's nice for French metal band like us to be able to talk to you guys, and that's so cool you have organized this chat. So thank you again. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. I think Harry have something for you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Bueno, it's my turn, and I want to ask some simple question, but I need to say something before the start. Butch, I love your power in your drums.
Thank you.
Aure, I love your energy and your special voice. And Akiavel, I love your music and I love your all albums.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So cool.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for being with us.
That's so cool. We are very happy, and we know that it's very early for you, so the afternoon for us, but we know it's like almost 9 in the morning for you. It's very early, so thank you for taking your time before breakfast.
Thank you. Okay, now we want to discover Akiavel's next plans on stage. What do concert or tours does Akiavel have planned in the near future?
We are touring, as we said, with a Rage tour in France. We played Belgium. We might be playing Germany next year. We are beginning to expand internationally. But the focus on within the next months is our fourth album. So we are already working on the next album. Yeah, we'll have a bit less concerts in the next couple of months. As from September, we'll begin again to play almost every week. But before that, it's more calm, so we are gonna concentrate on the album. And then again, yeah, tour for France, but we are really looking into opportunities to tour in Europe first, because it's easier than coming over to South America. But again, we know we have fans in the US, in South America, in Mexico, and we can see that from the social media, but also from Spotify, from YouTube. We know where people are listening to our music. So we just need to grow sufficiently to be again to have something feasible to organize all the travel and gigs. But so we're maybe, yeah, first of all trying to focus. France is on its way. We are playing everywhere in France, so now, yeah, we are focusing on Europe. And again, the first country that can invite us will come. If it's Japan or Colombia, we will be more than happy to come, because we know people like our music, and it's so cool. And that's a cool stuff in a universal aspect of music, and it's crazy for us, because we just do that naturally amongst us as friends, and it's so cool to see people from everywhere loving what we do, and it's a crazy pleasure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now I want to inquire about the Akiavel's recording projects. Do Akiavel have in mind to release a new album, single, or video?
We say our album, and then those we should probably release the album at the end of the year. So yes, you know, and just people want to hear some new Akiavel stuff. We have released one album per year in 2020, 21, and 22. 23 we toured. So people are just eager to listening to some new material. So we are compelled to releasing a new album in 2024. That's what we are gonna do, because people asked for it, and we are more than happy to do that. Then we have some very, very cool ideas. We are currently processing all the stuff, and you should not be disappointed by our new album.
Well, okay, another question. Let's explore Akiavel collaboration possibilities. Is Akiavel considering collaborating with other bands or artists in your future projects?
All right, so first I must just say that in the first album we played with the famous Julien Truchon from United. So he was doing a featuring on our first album. And by the way, they're gonna come over to South America by the end of the year with United. So you should guys definitely check them out to see crazy drummer and crazy singer and crazy violence on stage. But yeah, apart from that, already in terms of collaboration for the next album, we should be collaborating with a French singer, isn't it, Auré?
Yes, with Stéphane Buriez from Log Blast, if you know. And he's also in the association Savage Lands too. And I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very famous French singer, actually, also music producer, but yeah, it's very famous here, and he's also playing in the all-star band in Sinsinam with formerly Joey Jordison from Slipknot, and so he's very cool singer and guitar player, and yeah, he's gonna probably do a featuring with us on this next album. Absolutely. And
Okay.
we might also have some other featuring and some other news, but there's nothing concrete now and we can share. So the only validated stuff is Steph Burier singing along with Ori on the next album.
Thank you. Excellent. Bueno, now let's delve into the musical evolution of the band. Is Akiavel thinking about the experimenting with the new musical styles in his next productions or introducing French folklore instruments in your music?
We are gonna do hip hop now. No, I'm kidding. No. No, we are Akiavel, we'll stay Akiavel. That being said, on each album we have a musical evolution. The 3 albums were created in a very short time frame. Now we have 2 year time lapse between the albums, so we have evaluated. We know each other differently. We have toured a lot. So yeah, things will be different. Will still be Akiavel, but we have a lot of ideas to change, to modernize some stuff, to sound more powerful, and to a certain extent, as we say between each other, more American. We just want to reach a new stage, a new level. And we have a lot of cool ideas to do that. So it's still Akiavel. We are not gonna either have guitar solos or rock ballad or I don't know what, or even French typical traditional instruments. We are gonna stick to what we can do and to the instruments in both but we are in terms of music development, the song we are working almost in it. So yeah, the view on what the both side yeah, different with greater part made to the would I say that mid-tempo songs also. So the last album had a lot of blast beats and was extremely aggressive. We might have mixed stuff and still being Akiavel, as you can be reinsured, but we might have had a lot of power and heaviness in our music. So yeah, it's an evolution, but and we don't want to record always the same albums. And even amongst the 3 first albums, we can hear a musical evolution and evolution in terms of sound, and so each has this particular identity. The next one will be again different, more different probably, but still Akiavel for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Finally, let's look at the Akiavel international plans. Does Akiavel have planned to perform at festival or international events outside of France in the near future, coming to South America, for example?
again, as we said, yeah, we might be playing to Germany next year in a festival, which is not announced yet, but yeah, it's currently being discussed, and yeah, we would be more than happy to come to South America. So this year, Benighted, our very good friends are coming. Maybe next year we can come with them in their luggage, and we can tour together. Yeah, that's so something we would love to. Maybe if we sign with an international label, that's something that can be easily organized, or if we meet an international booker and we can do, I don't know, the opening of a bigger band, that's great. So yeah, we are looking into any opportunities. That is clearly our goal. So we just want to, we don't want to stay in France. We want to expand internationally. And again, the fact we are talking today is best evidence that we can do that, and our music can be shared abroad. So we don't have any particular plans yet. Again, because it's a question of finance and a question of finding something feasible. But yeah, it's we are working that every day. Be sure we are really working on that. So I hope in 2025 we can tour internationally, and we are already working on that. We just need to find the good person, the good plans to do that.
Okay, thank you. Auri, Bach, thank you for your time. Thank you for your music. Auri, thank you for your voice. It's amazing. Yes. Omar, it's your turn.
Yeah, let me guys briefly go into the comments from the people connected right now. I'm going to read it really fast. We have firstly we have John from Colombia, and he's also from our team, but he's not connected now. He says hugs from Colombia. I think this one you know them. Esteban Montero, he says, here I am supporting the awesome friends in Akiavel. There are beautiful people and great musicians. Also, Esteban says, I will see you friends soon in August in Festival 666.
Yeah, absolutely. Esteban is a great fan. He's living in Norway, but he's from South America, from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yes. Yeah. He said that in the comments, yes.
Yeah, okay. And he's supporting us so well. And he came twice in France just to see us live in two different, one festival and one gig. It was so crazy to have this guy traveling over Europe to see us. And last time we saw him, he even offered us typical alcohol from Norway. It was so great. So we had it's called Aquavit. We all loved it. So you should definitely try this alcohol. Not too much, of course. It's not healthy, but it's good. Yeah, so Esteban is a great fan, and we are so happy to have that kind of guys around us. Again, we have a lot of love and support from all the people we meet everywhere, and that's why we do what we do.
Yeah, and that's the very most important thing. Yes, we have another comment from Esteban, and he says, and they are amazing for supporting the forestation project in my country, Costa Rica. Says, so that's great also.
Yeah. And we would love, Costa Rica is a great country, of course, beautiful, and we would love to, as we said, since we are supporting Satellite Lands, we hope one day they are gonna organize a festival in South America, in Costa Rica. That would be so great with all these guys from Sepultura, Megadeth, and that would be so great if this idea they had could come to life. Costa Rica is a cool country, and we hope to that could be the triggering of our international touring. Who knows?
Okay. We have a few more comments before going to another thing. Okay, we have coming from Amor Alvarez. She's a fan of us from our podcast. She says, hola, hello. Also have from Sabaton Caligula. He says, morning, brothers, from the Fellowship Metal Podcast, and sending your greetings to the Akiavel band here with us.
Thank
And Amor has a question for you guys. I think you kind of answered this, but she's asking for you guys, which is your favorite song and why?
Favorite song? It's different. It's not just the favorite song from the crowd.
Oh, well,
fans.
okay, yeah,
So, and
kind
we
of,
all
kind of
probably have,
sense.
yeah, and we all probably have different favorite songs. I don't know, Ore, what's your favorite song?
I don't understand that.
Which is your favorite song from your band, from Akiavel? Which is your
What is your
favorite song,
best
if you have one?
your best Akiavel song?
My best Akiavel song, I know, Matrimonial Advertisement. I think.
And
It's very good.
It's a French touch in this album.
yeah, because it's a French serial killer she's talking about in this song.
Okay, okay.
And as to me, I think it's South of War. That's a song I love to play. It's a funny one on the drums. So yeah, I love this one. Even if we are our best and first fans, because it's weird to say that, but we listen to our own music. So when we are not playing it live or when we are not training, we are also listening to Akiavel when we are driving or doing whatever. So we love our music, and that's the cool part of it. We can do what we want and what we love, and so it's difficult to have best song. But yeah, we have all small aspects of some song, the French touch for Jorge, or this funny drum part for me that makes a bit more salty and funny to play. Yeah.
Okay, Harry, I think you had something
Okay.
else.
Yes. Guys, before we leave, will you guys use a greeting in French to followers? Is possible?
You want a greeting in French?
Yeah.
Yes, in French.
Jorge, you can speak in French and say thank you to everyone.
Merci à tous de nous avoir invités aujourd'hui. On vous aime. On a hâte de venir vous voir.
Oh,
Okay.
I could say better.
thank you. No more, Omar. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys for
you.
your
Very
time.
Thank you.
special.
Thank you for
Yes.
interest.
I love it.
So cool. I hope to meet you in person one day and very shortly, guys. So probably in 2025, and either we come to South America to meet all this great audience,
Yes.
or otherwise you come to Hellfest, and we can meet in person, because we hope we play Hellfest next year. So in any event, we need to have a beer together. So thank you for your interest in Akiavel and all the time
Yes.
you are giving to this cool music, which is metal music. So thank you, guys.
Okay,
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
guys. Like we said, the doors are open anytime if you would like to share something with us for your South American supporters. You have Fellowship Metal Podcast. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. And have a nice day. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Lee.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you
Batch.
all. Thank you, Batch.
Bye.
Cheers.